You used to know who you were. You had your own thoughts, your own style, and your own way of moving through the world. But somewhere along the way, you started to change, and not in a good way. You started performing instead of being. You started curating instead of creating. You started caring more about how you are perceived and who you actually are. And now you don't even recognize yourself. You look in the mirror and think, who is this person? And I want you to know, social media didn't just change your habits, it rewired your identity. It turned you into someone you never intended to be. And in this video, I'm gonna break down how it happened and also how you can find yourself again. First thing first, let's go ahead and roll that introduction clip. My name is Leah, and I'm the face behind Content by Leah. I help content creators make an impact on YouTube, but I also help entrepreneurs grow their income within their business, all without using social media. Yes, I am the accountability partner. I'm here to hold your hand and hold you accountable. And in no way, shape, and or form am I meant to make you feel any type of way. Now, if you're new to my channel, I definitely want you to grab a pen and some type of paper because I tend to over deliver and you're gonna wanna take some notes. However, if you're not a new person here and you've already been subscribed to my channel or seen one of my videos, I just wanna say, hey, welcome back, and I'm glad that you are back. Now let's jump into the video, and at the end, I'll just tell you who I am, what I do, and all that good stuff, and of course, how we can work together. Number one, social media trains you to perform a version of yourself. I want you to know that you are not being yourself on social media. You are performing a version of yourself that gets the most engagement. You post photos that get the most likes. You share opinions that get you the most agreements. You show parts of your life that make you look successful, happy, and fulfilled. But here's the problem. The more you perform that version of yourself, the more you disconnect it from who you actually are. You forget what you genuinely like versus what will get you a reaction. You start to forget what you believe versus what will get people to agree. Over time, the performances start to become your identity. You're not even pretending anymore. You've actually become the character that you created for social media. And that is terrifying because deep down, you know it's not real. You are not being authentic, but you've been performing for so long that you don't even know how to be yourself anymore. But you know what? I want to add something to that. Let's move on to part two. You start measuring your worth by external validation. Before social media, you knew your worth based on your accomplishments and also your relationships. But social media has changed that. Now your worth is determined by how many likes you get. Also, how many followers you have, along with how many people engage with your content. If it underperforms, you feel like a failure. If you're not growing, you feel like you're irrelevant. Your entire sense of self is tied to metrics that don't even mean anything. And the worst part is you can't stop checking. You literally refresh your screen. And believe it or not, at this point, you are obsessed. You compare your numbers to everyone else, and you've outsourced your self-worth to an algorithm that doesn't even care about you. And in the process, you have lost touch with who you are when no one's watching you. You forgot how to value yourself without the validation. And that's not living. That's performing for an applause that will never last. But there's another point that I want to talk about. Social media replaces your real interests with algorithmic suggestions. You used to have real hobbies and real interests, things that you genuinely cared about. But we know based on this video that social media has changed that. Now your interests are being told to you by the algorithm. In a sense, the algorithm tells you what to care about. You start watching content about topics that you've never thought of before, and all because it showed up on your feed. You start adopting aesthetics that are not even yours, and you start following trends that don't even align with who you are. And over time, you forget what you actually liked in the first place. You start consuming so much content that you don't even have space to develop your own tastes, your own opinions, and your own identity. You are absorbing whatever social media feeds you. And slowly, you become a reflection of the algorithm versus a reflection of yourself. You don't even recognize who you are anymore because you are now a product of constant consumption. But you know what? This last point that I want to talk about has to be my favorite. You lose the ability to sit with yourself. Social media has made you uncomfortable with stillness. You can't sit in silence. You can't be alone with your own thoughts. And the second you have a moment for yourself, you reach to your phone. You scroll, you distract, and you avoid. And in doing that, in reality, you avoid yourself. You never check in with how you actually feel. You never ask yourself the hard questions. questions. Like, are you happy? Are you growing? And or are you becoming who you want to be? You are so busy consuming everyone else's life that you don't even pay attention to your own. And that's the disconnection of why you don't recognize who you are anymore. And that's the disconnection that you don't recognize about yourself. And the reason being is because you've been running away from yourself so long that you don't even know who you are anymore. Social media just didn't rewire your habits. It rewired the relationship with yourself. And truth be told, if you don't unplug, you'll never find your way back. But anywho, that's what I'm here for. Remember, at the beginning of this video, I'm here to hold your hand and hold you accountable. Yeah, all you have to do is check the description box down below. Now, I typically work with two different groups of people. One, I work with content creators, and two, I work with entrepreneurs. Depending on who you are, what you do, and what your goal is, you can use the discount code at checkout. But you can find this information down below in the description box. Remember, I help content creators make an impact on YouTube, but I also help entrepreneurs grow their income within their business. No matter if you're a content creator and or entrepreneur, I help you do this without using social media. And that's it, that's all. But I do have to say, if you don't believe me, all you have to do is click the link and you can see all the testimonials of people that I worked with. And you can also see the feedback of how I over deliver and how much people want to work with me. You deserve to build the life that you desire and stop letting social media do all that unnecessary stuff. But I'll catch you in the next video, because if you thought this was something, like, we are still going to continue to dive deeper. I have my head tilted this way so the glare is, not in my glasses. However, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell below so that you're notified every time your girl Leah, posts a video. So with that being said, my name is Leah. I'm the face behind Content by Leah, and I'll see you next time.